Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we're just going to be taking a quick glance at the patch 6.58 patch notes. These largely follow suit from previous 0.58 notes and previous expansions, but it's always worth going over because not everybody knows what to expect from one of these patches, and a lot of people probably came home from work and wondered why there was a 9-hour maintenance over in NA. So, with that in mind, let's take a look at what was added in 6.58. Now, this actually did surprise me, but if I recall correctly, it's actually par for the course. I remember they increased Trust EXP in Shadowbringers more than once. I don't remember if it was in 5.58 though. But if you haven't leveled your trusts for the title or for the achievements at all, the EXP gained from the trust dungeons that actually help level them up has been increased. So just something you can add to your pre-Dawn Trail achievement list if you're like Cider and trying to get all of those done and don't have this one. They're also doubling the amount of causality that comes from Wondrous Tales to 1,000. I might have to start doing. I know it's a 2-line reward, but getting 2 lines isn't that bad. It's just I never do Wondrous Tales outside of like right before the expansion, and that's because I'm going to use it to help level at the start of the expansion. Now, a couple of things in regards to Extreme Trials. This is also very par for the course. Abyssal Fracture Extreme has been moved from the Raid Finder to the Duty Finder. So if you go to do a Zerus farm and you're like, where did it go? You know where it is. Now the Zerus Mount as well is now purchasable for 99 totems. That means all of the Endwalker Extreme mounts are purchasable for 99 totems. They also, I believe, they increased the drop rate as well. So it's a fairly common thing now. So if you waited till now, you'll have a nice, easy time trying to get them all done as long as your parties can cleanly clear them, which most of the time you can, but you know, Meteors. Now, the weekly restriction on the 12th Circle Blades is gone, and this is always one of the weirdest ones. Like, weapon availability is already really good because of the Manderville weapon, tomes, like, there's been options. But now they make the Tomestone weapons able to be gotten super easily when we already have so many alternatives that it almost doesn't matter. Like if you want the glam, it's obviously better now, but that's available. And on top of that, the Solvent, I'm actually going to scroll down and skip a little bit. The Solvent, which is the item you usually get from Savage, is now purchasable with the 24-man coins. So if you wanted them, maybe you weren't upgrading your Criterion Savage weapon because you didn't want to go get it. Well, I mean, now you don't have an excuse. They also are increasing the strength of Echo. They told us about this ahead of time. It's going to be 15% Echo now in Anabasio Savage. And for the 24-man, the latest one, Thalia, all the weekly limits are gone. The weekly limit on rewards from treasure coffers is gone, and the weekly limit on the coins is gone. So you can farm these and get all the upgrade mats that you want for your Viper gear ahead of the expansion without having to do it week after week after week after week. They also have a quick explanation of upgrading your equipment here. Now, PvP is getting a couple of adjustments, specifically to Paladin. All of its damage sources are being buffed and its survivability is being slightly nerfed. So Holy Sheltron is going to get a smaller barrier and it's not going to last as long. But when the effect expires, it's now going to be 150% of the... Well, wait a minute. No, 150% of the barrier potency. Okay, no. So all they're doing here is they're making the damage the same, but reducing the barrier effect. So yeah, they're actually just nerfing their defense a little bit here, but then on the other skills, Confiteor, Blade of Faith, Truth, and Valor, those are all getting potency buffs for Paladin, which are nice, but you know, these kind of things, you know, you definitely notice over time when you're like, I wish I had one more second on it. And Dancer's also getting a nerf. The attack and barrier potency on Honing Ovation is now being nerfed. Instead of it being 2,000 and scaling linearly by 1,000 potency per stack of acclaim, it's now starting at 1,000. So the max potency is only 5,000 from Honing Ovation. For Crystalline Conflict, Season 10 is going to end and Season 11 will begin, and this should be the final season until the next expansion. So if you're looking for one more season for PvP to compete in, then you've got that to hold you over until Dawn Trail itself comes out. Now, a reminder, this is the season, not the series. Square, please change the name in 7.x. Nobody likes season and series. It's too confusing. As for some system changes, the cloud data center has been removed from the list of options. You know, we had the stress test was over ages ago, and they're just getting rid of that now. But on the flip side, the all worlds on the Oceanian data center are now available as destinations for data center travel. They told us that this would actually be happening, but they said it's actually happening later. It's happening on March 24th. They're allowing all other data centers to travel to the OCE data center in preparation for potential congestion during Dawn Trail. So this is going to be enabled until Dawn Trail comes out as they test it to make sure it's stable. If it is stable, they may opt into leaving it that way during Dawn Trail's release. So everyone can go to what is the least populated data center in that of OCE in the case that they just don't want to deal with login issues on their own data centers. Yeah, no retainers, FC buffs, all that stuff. It always sucks, but hey, at least you can log in. And then they also just resolved a few issues. Main scenario quest had a quest that wouldn't show up, had a Estinian wouldn't show up for a quest under certain conditions. There's some bugs with Burden of the Sun Savage, which is crazy. Height error was broken and wasn't downscaled. Actions didn't function properly when targeting enemies. And then in Crystalline Conflict, they have this one here where the map would continue to display even after unchecking display element in the HUD layout, just ignoring it. And the issue of completing the seasonal quest Breaking Brick Mountains, wherein players were unable to repurchase the item Thug's Mug from the recompense officer. So if you were missing Thug's Mug and you ran into this bug, then you get a hug. Tried to make it rhyme. And then other various issues. As for known issues, an issue in the description of Holy Sheltron does not reflect the changes. They made mention of that here. They told you to click below and go into the known issues. But yeah, 6.58 is really just for cleaning up, you know, EX trial stuff, 24-man stuff, anything you hadn't gotten. If you're still collecting causality for like Manderville weapons or whatnot, you know, you have that as well. So overall, fun little thing to have, nothing major. We're not going to get anything major. At this point, we are waiting for news. PAX East is this week. We are hoping to learn the release date for Dawn Trail and see the collector's edition and learn the pre-order date. We're also expecting to learn what the 16 collaboration date is. It's supposed to be in the first 10 days of April somewhere. And then April 12th is going to be the 14-hour broadcast to celebrate what is now, 10 and a half years, essentially, of Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, since it was, redone. And we're expecting some information there. And then most people expect that we're probably just waiting for the Media Tour at that point. Media Tour / live letter going over combat actions. That shouldn't be until May at the earliest. We won't really know for certain until we know what the release schedule is. So be on the lookout for all that. Anyway, that's going to be a wrap. Enjoy sitting around waiting for the servers to come up. And I will see you all in the next video. Until then, thank you for watching. Take care.